see. All right. Got the head on. Let me move this over here so we can get this light covered up right. This light's right. All right. What's up with the focus? What's up with the focus? Let me move this one over here too. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, we got 15 people in the building. Oh, they rolling in hard today. Smash that like button. We rolling in hard today. We up in this joint. We up in this joint. Smash that like button when you come in the room. Derek Robinson, yo, Jacob Morrison, Alf, I can't, Burton, Big Unk. I won my last fight in Georgia. Chaxium Forum, the Predicate, salute. Hold on, Burton won his fight. That's right, Warrior, salute. Victories are good. That's right. Get them victories out there. Get those victories. Get them victories. We here. We here. We finna get this show started. Because we got some people busting up in the building. Came in through the door like gangbusters. Derek Robinson, salute. You got to fight this weekend. You don't need luck, homie. All you need is that skill and that defense. You don't need no luck. We don't need no luck. We need consistency. You know what I'm saying? That consistency hit different. That consistency different. That's right. You're going to do very well. And if you get the video, throw it up. Throw it up. Throw it up. Well, today's topic is, it's not the art, it's the teaching of said art. And I've been wanting to go on a rant on this one for a minute, because the style of teaching is what's misleading our young warriors today. It's the style of teaching. It's not the art. You know, we get into disrespecting arts like, yeah, that art don't work. You know what I'm saying? That art will never work in real time and all of this stuff like that. But if the teaching is correct and the training is right, it can work. Because the question isn't, does the system work? The question is, do you work? See, we can't keep putting all of the burden on the system. We can't do that. But we have these teachers out here that are teaching the arts the wrong way, because teaching within itself is an art. So you have fighters, you have teachers. You look at a great fighter like Pernell Whitaker, we ain't never seen him teaching. We ain't never seen him teaching. He was a fighter, teacher, two different things. But every now and then, you get the merge of both. You get the hybrid. You know what the hybrid is? The hybrid is the one that can fight and teach you how to fight. And these are the people that we need to be doing the teaching. Because even with even with 52 blocks, I see a lot of people, teaching 52 blocks. They doing these strange moves, but you got to know, in real time, those moves ain't gonna get off like that, because you're forgetting that you have a dance partner. You have a dance partner. Like, the guy in front of you ain't going to stand there and let you do your stuff for the sake of doing it. So when you're training and you're being taught these martial arts, you got to make sure you're being taught by someone that's competent, especially if they're telling you this is for real time. Especially if they're telling you you can use this in real time. The teaching of these arts are all wrong. I'm about to be the Kevin Samuels of martial arts right now. I'm about to be on their neck. I'm about to jump right up on their neck, because they misleading our black warriors. They're misleading them. They're misleading them. You can't throw a punch. Someone says throw a punch. You do this move. You grab him here. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. It will never work. I'm sorry. It will never work. Even in the knife drills, you ain't gonna be tinking knives. You ain't gonna be tink, 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 tink. Even with sticks. Pap, 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 pap. That's not what's gonna happen. So a lot of the things they teaching you make you feel good, but they're not good for real time. A lot of this stuff looks good, but it's not good for real time. Let me tell you something my teachers told me. If your fighting style looks the same in training as it does in fighting, either you're superhuman or you're a liar. Which one is it? Are you superhuman or are you a liar? Because nothing is going to look the same once the pressure hits it. You see Mayweather doing the pad drills. We all seen that. But how come we ain't never seen Mayweather beat on nobody like that? I've never seen Mayweather beat on a man like he beats on those pads. I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen Mayweather in there with somebody and see, but the training method that Mayweather is using that for, most don't even know. That's why you got people out here with learn to do pad work like Mayweather. And they got them on there with that. That don't teach you how to punch. They ain't punching. They ain't trying to punch a man's soul out of his body. That is a training method that most people have taken and ran with it. Because it looks so pretty, you got people actually trying to sell this. The Mayweather pad work. Are they serious? Are they serious? Because nothing looks the same. It may resemble what you're doing, but it's different. And it's different from your sparring partner too, because the difference is you got a man in front of you really trying to hurt you. He really trying to make you sleep. He really trying to put you to sleep. So in the teaching of these arts, techniques mean nothing. I'm sick of techniques. Because there's no technique that can handle all the variables of life. Meaning, I can teach you how to punch and you get into a fight with somebody who has a knife and a gun. And he stabs and shoots you as you throw your left hook. So there is no technique that can handle everything. But one thing that can is fundamentals. I see very few of these teachers teaching fundamentals, even in the 52 block community. I'm seeing all of these hand movements, but no fundamentals. People ain't bending their knees. They standing straight up. Their chins are way up in the gap. They're doing all this time. They're doing blocks that totally block their face. We have a block in 52 blocks called high gate. Right here. It's almost like the peekaboo. Right here. But not here. Not there. You can't see nothing. How would this block help you? How can that block help you if you can't see what the heck your opponent is doing? See, what it is a lot of these martial arts charlatans, they're selling techniques, not fundamentals. Because to the lames, man, the technique looks like everything. But no, the technique cannot save you. The technique's a dime a dozen. We can make up techniques all day. You throw a left hook, I duck up under, hit you with the uppercut. You throw a jab, I step back. We can throw techniques all day. Metal face, where'd it be? But the techniques mean nothing. I'm sorry to be the one to come bring you, to be the bearer of bad news, but techniques don't matter. Fundamentals matter. Fundamentals are what make techniques matter. Fundamentals are what makes techniques matter. So if you don't have no fundamentals, you got a bag full of tricks that you may or may not be able to pull off, and I'm going to go with may not. Derek Rock, there, it's time to wake these fools up. You spending all of that money on this Krav Maga. You're never going to be able to use Krav Maga. I'm sorry. You ain't using the snake style. You ain't using the crane, not as they show it. Now, abstract wise or Strategy wise, maybe, but those techniques won't work against a live individual with a supercomputer between his ears. If you're fighting a man that has a supercomputer between his ears, them little flimsy techniques are not going to work. Ain't nobody falling for that. And ain't nobody standing there to let you do that. I see people blocking the knife, passing, cutting under the arm, then cutting the neck. That's a lie. It's a fantasy. The best thing a knife man can show you is where to cut a man. That's the best thing you can learn with a weapon. It's the same thing with guns. When you learning guns, ain't nobody out there tanking with the guns. They're showing you where to put the bullet. Put the bullet between his eyes, put it on his heart, put it on his stomach. They're showing you where to place the bullet, not to spin the gun around and shoot sideways and do all types of fancy stuff. Doesn't matter. Same thing with the knife. All of this pass the strike, catch the hand, that's all lies. The best thing you can know about the best thing you can get from a knife art is where to cut. Like I said, to me, the best knife practitioners are doctors. If you want to go learn the knife game, go talk to a doctor. Because you know what a doctor can tell you? He can tell you what arteries need to be cut and how fast that man is going to die after you cut this artery. He got 30 seconds. That's the man that should be teaching knife style, is a doctor. Because he's going to teach you where to cut. He ain't going to teach you how to pass the arm and tink and all of this fancy stuff that ain't going to work in real time. He's going to teach you where to put that blade. Put that blade right in his liver, the kidney, the neck. Derek Robinson, salute. $2 super chat. Appreciate you, brother. Now, I'm going to make a lot of martial artists mad because I'm finna mess up some people's money because they've been getting all of these $1,000 and they students still don't know how to fight and still don't know how to use this. You see them in any type of sparring match or real time, they look like they totally out of their element. That's why the MMA guys running around beating up kung fu dudes like it's nothing. Like it's nothing. Because them techniques ain't going to work. You grab the needle from the sea bottom in Tai Chi. All of that. And that's a whole different thing. That how we give so much credit to the Chinese with Kung Fu. Like Kung Fu is cool. It's nice. It's nice. I like it. It ain't the end all. And they still haven't proven their thing. But yet you got everybody running out the Wing Chun and Krav Maga. Now, I'm not saying these arts saying you can't get nothing from these arts. But the teacher who's teaching you is going to matter a lot. Because if he's not teaching you from a fundamental base, he's going to get you hurt. He's going to get you hurt. You're going to get out there and get sleep. Somebody going to sleep you. You're going to be sleep. See, Uncle Burley ain't going to let that happen to you. We killing the lies right now. I'm the Kevin Samuels of martial arts. I'm calling out all these liars. All of these fake techniques that ain't going to work, that people been selling for hundreds of dollars. They got courses that cost $2,000. People signing up and still don't know how to fight because you learned a bunch of techniques. You ain't learned no fundamentals. Fundamentals are what matters. Balance, torque, coordination, agility, flexibility, stamina. Like ain't no technique can build up your stamina. Ain't no breaking arm technique is going to build up your stamina. And it ain't even no breaking arms. I be hearing, yo, with this move right here, you can break an arm. No, you can't. And if you can you please show me? Do you got a history of breaking arms? You got a resume of arm breaking? Wow, Shaolin Monkey said the art of how to stay alive is what my teacher used to say. That's right. That is the only art. That's right. I'm the Kevin Samuels of martial arts. I'm about to be on their neck. You know how Kevin Samuels be on them women's neck? I'm about to be on these fake teachers' neck. You got martial art teachers, they ain't have no fights. They ain't sparring, but yet they want to teach somebody else to fight. See, this is the ego of men. This is the ego of men. Enough. Just because you act like a fighter, and then you get these guys that say, well, my Wing Chun works. I was a bouncer. How is it that everybody was a bouncer when it comes to talking about they knew their martial arts work? They worked in the bar, because that's the movie thing. Because we all seen the movies where all of the fights happen in the bars. What? Where all these bar fights happening at? Prince Pierre, yeah, I'm gonna keep it real here. Them techniques don't work. They don't work. And anybody that knows me know, when you come, I don't just teach you a skull and bones. Because what does that matter if you don't have no balance, if you have no footwork, if you don't even know how to stay in fight stance? Let's talk about that. How to just stay in fight stance. You know, a lead leg, rear arm, rear arm, rear leg, lead leg. And stay in that stance no matter what the opponent is trying to do to you. And even if he gets you out to the stance, you return back to your stance. That's not something you can learn from a technique. People have been selling these techniques like fake drugs. Yeah. And there's a reason why most street fights go to the ground, because the people fighting have no balance. They have no balance. Why do you think most street fights go to the ground? Because they have no balance, they have no referee, and they have no range. See, people who don't know how to punch need to be this close to you when they launch their punches. See, someone who knows how to punch can start punching from here because he understands range. He knows what the range, the gap between him and his opponent means. But why do most street fighters go to the ground? Because they do this. The fight starts here, down. Because they got to be this close to be throwing punches at each other. That's why street fights go to the ground, and then there's no referee. There's no one to break y'all apart when y'all tie up, when y'all looking like mangled metal together. There's no referee to pull y'all apart. Hold on, let me see what he said. Hold on. Derek Robinson said, in generally, I do not respect fighting with a referee. That is not a fight. That is some circus stuff. Now it's not real. Well, I can't say it's not real. It's only not real because you're not playing for keeps. This life or death is not on the line. But they're really fighting. You know, Mayweather, when he fought Canelo, they were really fighting. They were really trying to knock each other out. There was no choreographed fight scene. They wasn't participating with each other. They were fighting. So I could still, Fawn's blessed, would it be? I'd still consider that's still a fight. It's just not a fight for your life. See, a fight for your life is totally different. Ain't gonna be no referee, and ain't gonna be no coming back from that. Ain't gonna be no rematch if he kills you. So a fight for your life and sport fighting, there are some differences. But the key is they're both fights. They're both fights. You're not fighting against someone you know. This ain't choreographed. It ain't no movie. It ain't no Ip Man movie. You got people out here actually trying to be like Ip Man off a movie. People, the abstract elements of Wing Chun works. The system, the style, it does not work. It won't work. There are elements to it. The abstract elements, like cheat sticky arm, that works. But you ain't Tan sounding, you ain't Ta Sowing nobody. You ain't Fu Kwowing, you ain't Quan Sowing. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. It's not happening. You're not doing it. Not pulling off your Krav Maga moves. You're not doing it. You studied a bunch of techniques for the sake of saying you did it. But you ain't pulling off no Krav Maga. Not like you're supposed to be. Now, them Israel soldiers that over there fighting for their life, they Krav Maga hit different. And they got guns to go with their Krav Maga. They hit different. Hit different. We got to learn that these forms are not the fight. It's just like being in the gym. The kettlebell is not a fight. The kettlebell helps you build up the muscle that you take into the fight with you. But you don't take the kettlebell into the fight. It's the same thing with the Kung Fu form. You don't take the Kung Fu form into the fight with you. You don't. It's not going to work. He's not going to participate in your Kung Fu fantasy. That's your fantasy. That ain't his fantasy. He ain't participating in that. The style of teaching fighting has to change. There's too many fake teachers out here teaching techniques with no fundamentals that will not work. They just look good. Panatukan, all of this stuff. And then these are other cultures. These arts are of other cultures. And there's nothing wrong with studying another culture's fighting system. Nothing wrong with that. But their fighting system was a direct result of what they were going through, not you. Krav Maga is a direct result of what they're over there are going through with the martyrs and the suicide bombers. Kung Fu was a direct result of the Mongols and Manchurians kept running up on China, and China had to fight back. Question: do you think Filipino stick fighting would be useful in the fight? Not the way they teach it, which you can learn from Filipino stick fighting is where to hit people with the stick. Bust them in the head, bust them in the elbow, bust them in the knee. But if you think you taking anybody else's stick out their hands and you catching stick, you're not doing that. No, you're not. No, you're not. You just learn how to hit somebody with a stick. That's all you're doing. Like, I don't need no knife form. I know boxing. So imagine if this was my knife. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to hold it. I'm going to hold it like this. And I'm going to be jabbing at you. Maybe a hook, an uppercut. I don't need a knife form for that. What knife form do I need? If I got a knife in my hand, I throw a left hook at you and you try to block it, I stabbed you. If I jab you with a knife in my hand, you're getting poked up. Need no knife style for that. I don't need no in-depth catching level A swing, level A strike, level B strike, like your opponent is going to really be doing that. Your opponent is going to be telling you, yo, I'm about to hit you with a level B strike. Bust out your block. It's not going to happen. You've been hoodwinked. If you've been spending $1,000 on Krav Maga, Wing Chun, and all of that stuff, you've been hoodwinked. I bet you don't know how to kick, punch, or fight. You just got a good style that looks good because you've seen it on the movie. You heard about Bruce doing it, and you heard Ip Man doing it. That's it. That's it. Like, we heard about these fights Bruce Lee had. We ain't seen none. We seen them in the tournament, but we ain't seen them really cracking. But Bruce has done a lot for martial arts. He was talking the same stuff I'm talking now. All of that snake style, he was disrespecting them dudes. Like, get out of here with your crane style. That ain't working. It may have worked back then when they were fighting differently and participating, but the fighting of today is different. In MMA, mixed martial arts has proven that. Metaface, this Shinobi said, I combine my boxing. That's dope. See, boxing, there you go. Because as I said, there are three major food groups of fighting. Boxing, kicking, wrestling. Those three. Now, whatever else you're going to do, you need to put it with one of those three. If you're doing Wing Chun, you should put your Wing Chun with boxing, wrestling or kicking. Because then it's going to upgrade your Wing Chun. Because your Wing Chun and Kung Fu arts are intuitive arts, abstract arts. They're not rational arts. Rational arts are boxing. You punch me in the face, I punch you in the face. Wrestling, you choke me, I choke you. Kicking, you kick me, I kick you. Those are rational arts. Intuitive arts can't be used like rational arts. You can't go in there with your monkey fist, your panther claw. It ain't working. You can't even hold your hand like this in the fight. Like, who's fighting like this? Or like this? You can't even do that. Yes, Krav Maga is Israel martial arts for the soldiers fighting against something real, not for the lames man. Not for the lames man. Krav Maga is not for the lames man because it doesn't teach you punching or kicking. It gives you these big, this whole big bag of techniques. Krav Maga is pretty much taking technique from many different arts. Techniques, remember what I said about techniques? They're bullshit. I'll make up a new technique right now. The predicate, right? Yeah. The pamphlet, you know what I'm saying? People trying to hold their fist in, like I hold my, you can't even hold your fist like this in a real fight that long. Your hands get sweaty. You can't just do that. You need to know how to make a proper fist. Simple. You don't need no phoenix eye, the devil's tail, the devil's horn, all of these crazy names. They're all lies. Go learn a jab, a left hook, a straight right hand, a push kick. These things are real that you can use in real time, especially if you got the muscle memory and you've been training it. You can use those things in real time. The martial art fantasy has to stop because there's too many people losing money, sometimes losing their lives, believing in this nonsense. They take out the dangerous techniques for civilians. Well, then that would make the art useless. Once they take out the dangerous techniques, it makes the art useless. See, the key is fundamentals, people. Forget those techniques. Learn fundamentals. Learn how to keep your knees bent the whole fight, not to lock your knees out, not to keep your chin in the air. And trying to hold, like, you won't be able to do all of those funny punch styles in real time. It's not enough time. Fights are happening on milliseconds. Milliseconds. You got a millisecond to do it. And he ain't going to stand there and let you do it. A lot of these arts are teaching them or being taught like the dude just going to stand there and let you pull his nonsense off. There we go. Chaxium, my family said principles and fundamentals over techniques in according to science. Boom. That's right. According to science, not your feelings, not how you feel. We're talking about science. Fundamentals. I can teach you how to do the breaststroke, then throw you in the water and watch you drown because you haven't learned how to doggy paddle. Do you know in swimming, the doggy paddle was fundamental? The doggy paddle. I learned how to swim, and I got taught by a good teacher. And the first thing he taught me was how to doggy paddle. He didn't teach me a breaststroke. He didn't teach me the side stroke or the backstroke. He taught me something fundamentally that will keep me alive, which is how to keep your head above water. First, master how to keep your head above water. Then we'll talk about all that freaky stuff. Yes, hip hop fiend and kicking. I was told boxing and wrestling were the two most important arts to learn. I would add kicking to that too. I don't know. I'd sink like a stone. So don't. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. You need the fundamentals before you need the technique. What's the embryo stance? I'm not too sure. I've heard about that a lot, but I would put it to when you come out of your mama, you come out protected. Hands up, chin down, knees up. That's how you slide out. Then the doctor slap you. You know what I'm saying? But you come out of your mother, chin down, hands up. That stance is just good for your body. This is not the boxer stance. This stance is good for anything: wrestling, kicking, punching. Hold on, let me show. It said message held for review. Let's see. So, how to find the bullshit technique someone might be teaching you. If they're teaching you techniques from the door, is BS. If they showed you no fundamentals, it's BS. Anybody that trains with me know you don't just learn the skull and bones when you start. You don't learn 52 blocks when you first start training with me. We on fundamentals. It may be a while before you even get to a block, punch, or a kick, because we have to fundamentally change the bad habits you've picked up, like not bending your knees, keeping your chin up, fighting with tension, being tense. Like a lot of people think tension is strength. No, you have to be absolutely relaxed in the fight. Now, let me tell you that. How are you going to be relaxed when you got a man trying to kill you? See, that's real fundamentals right there. That's real fighting. You have to be relaxed in the fight. If you're tense in the fight, you're not fighting. You don't know what the hell you're doing out there. You're scared. True Cell, can you do an update on outboxing with the spear and shield arm combination? That's right, fight or flight. No, see, we're not, free smoke. We're not talking about the art. We're talking about the teaching. See, there's no burden of proof on the art. The art is the art. The burden of proof lays on the man and who taught him. These techniques can work for you if you got fundamentals, but I'm not seeing no fundamentals. Even the fake 52 blockers, they're up there dancing and voguing in front of your opponent with their knees locked out, standing straight up in the gap. My teacher used to tell me when the fight starts, you have to become half your height. So if you 6 feet tall, you just got to duck down some, bending your knees. You can't fight with your knees locked out. Frankie Small, the man who invented the gun, wasn't a fighter. I don't know about that. Block with your back arm and with the head tucked, the only lead hand is your weapon is the best for and that's another thing. Dirty boxing doesn't exist. There's no such thing as dirty boxing. Why do they keep saying that? Dirty boxing doesn't exist. Because if there's dirty boxing, what's clean boxing? I'll wait. Exactly. He was a warrior. Yes. See, everybody in this world is a fighter to some degree. When you wake up in the morning, you're fighting death. Every morning you wake up, death is on your neck. You get in the bathtub, you make one silly move, slip, bust your head, death is right there to claim you. So, yes, everybody in this world is a fighter because you're fighting to stay alive. Forget the fight against another opponent. The word fight is deeper than just the opponent. Actually, when you're fighting somebody, you're fighting yourself. In training, you're fighting yourself. You're fighting the bad habits, the emotions, and all of the things that will choke out your good technique or your good fundamentals or your fundamentals that led to your good technique. Boxing is boxing. There's no dirty boxing. There's no such thing. They've been calling 52 blocks dirty boxing, and I've been confused. Like, what the heck is dirty boxing? What is that? Like, I don't. There's no clean boxing. There's no clean boxing. When it's time to fight, there's nothing pretty about fighting. All arts of fighting are dirty and ugly looking. Now, you may meet some people that are very, 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 very high skilled, and they can make the whipping they put on you look good. But you ain't looking pretty. Ain't nothing pretty happening to you when he bouncing left hooks and leg kicks and choking you out. Ain't nothing pretty happening to you. Kicking in the testicle ain't dirty. Listen, kicking in the testicle is only dirty is if we are in a sport match and the rules say I can't kick you in the nuts. That's when it's dirty. But when we real fighting, ain't no dirty. I kick you in the nuts. I go, Julio! Julio! Have my peoples come downstairs and we'll jump you. I'll call up 3 of my folks to come outside and we will jump you. Because this is fighting. We're trying to go home. Care about no dirty. I don't care about looking pretty. I'm trying to get home. Going home to your loved ones, now that's pretty. And even if I come in the door with a swollen eye, my arm is bandaged up, I'm still pretty. You know why? Because I made it home. And my opponent, he's gone. I may be looking mangled, but I killed my opponent. That's pretty. Yeah, Rod don't know what he's talking about. He over there lying to people, and that's why he ain't showing nothing. Frankie Small said, what's even more dirty is the grave they're going to put you in. Oh, shots fired. Back out, back out. Yeah, that's dirty. That dirt they're going to throw over your casket. Now that's dirty. That's dirty. Because there ain't no pretty fighting. Get that out your head. That's ego. To want a pretty fight. I ain't here to look pretty. I'm here to win. And if I got to kick you in the nuts, poke you in the eye like the Three Stooges, it's going down, baby. I'll bring out some good Three Stooges on you. Punk, point, and poke you right in your eyes. You know what I'm saying? What? I'll poke your eye out. I ain't here to look pretty. I ain't here to win no. This ain't no beauty pageant. Ain't no beauty pageant in fighting. Get it out your mind. That is the movies. That's why everybody flocked to Wing Chun after Ip Man, because that Ip Man movie made Wing Chun look real pretty, right? Mm-hmm. When he was fighting for them bags of rice and he was busting everybody down in the face, it looked real pretty, right? But it's not real. Ain't no one man facing 10 men. It's not going to happen. If all 10 of us run at you at the same time, you ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing. People talk about techniques for multiple opponents. Get out of here with that. Stop it. You ain't got no technique for multiple opponents. You know what I call a technique for multiple opponents? A gun. And a fully automatic one at that. Because if you got a 6-shooter, but you got beef with 20 people, you can only shoot 6 of them. And those other 14 people, they're going to be awfully mad that you just killed 6 of their friends. So when they get their hands on you, they're going to rip you apart. Yeah, running. That's another way to handle multiple opponents. Run. Run, Forrest, run. Run like Forrest Gump. You know what I'm saying? Get on your Forrest Gump technique and take off. Pew! That's right. Listen, I'm the Kevin Samuels of this ish right here. I'm not letting no more of this nonsense go past me. And if anybody want to debate me, come on with it. Come on with it. I'm undefeated. I'm undefeated. Come on with it. If you want to debate your fantasy kung fu against a real fighter, let's do it. But you ain't going to look too good when I'm finished with you. You ain't going to look too good. We talk about the real thing. And the real thing must be taught right. But there are a lot of people out there teaching it wrong, making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, misleading the people. Got people out here with a false sense of security like they doing something. You need arts that you can spar in too. The Wing Chun dudes ain't sparring. That's why they look terrible when it comes time to real fight. They look terrible because they out there with technique based. The truth reigns supreme, always. And your uncle like Burley ain't gonna let them keep leading you astray with these fake techniques. I'm sick of it. All this throw a punch. He throws a punch. You catch it here. You go here. No, you won't. No, you won't. You ain't doing none of that. That's right. In the sport match, there is a level of respect. In the streets, there is no level of respect for you. Wow, he said the greatest fighter fights to never have to fight. Bingo. Your mouth can get you out of more fights than your fist can. I'm going to say that again. Your mouth can get you out of more fights than your fist can. Just your brain, the supercomputer. Forget a technique. You can talk a man right out of a fight. A man can't fight if you don't want to fight. He can attack you, and then you respond. But you don't have to engage anybody on this on any emotional plane. And that's how I can tell they're not fighters. They're too emotional to be fighters. You're too emotional. One of the things fighting is supposed to solve in you is your emotions. That is the one thing that the fight is supposed to help you with. Because he who knows how to fight can walk away from a fight. He who doesn't will stay and fight. As Wilson Pitts used to tell me, you know who fights like? People who don't know how to. And that's correct. Go look at World Star. Go check out World Star Hip Hop. You can see the people that don't know how to fight. They fighting all the damn time. But yet we are yet to see the people that are really training hard in street fights. And you know why? Because they're emotionally controlled. They have a better emotional level than the lames man who can win a fight just because someone called him a name, called him a punk. Now he ready to fight. He ain't no fighter. He's an emotional beta baby. You can't make me fight. You can attack me, but you can't make me fight you. I'm gonna walk away from you. And if you run up on me, you're gonna get the beats. That's it. That's it. All of the rest of this stuff is movie fool. It's movie fool. Most of the people you fight in the streets ain't going to set up on you. They're just going to attack you. You got to be ready. Tact, testicles, and testosterone. That's the only thing we know around here. Around here, testicles and testosterone. Boxing is a martial art. Yeah, and that's another thing. I'm tired of people talking about, oh, that's boxing, but I do martial arts. Idiot, boxing is a martial art. Martial art means fighting way. Throwing rocks at each other is a martial art. Anything fighting is martial means fight. So boxing is a martial art. Wrestling, martial art. Kicking, martial art. That's right, the sweet science, the art of hitting without getting hit. But you have to train that. So how do you train how to hit and not get hit? You're going to have to spar. You can't learn that from hitting the bag or the pads, or even the double in bag. You can't do that. You got to get in there and spar. And have somebody trying to punch you in your face and like it. You got to like being punched in your face. That's another thing they're going to talk about. You got to like being hit to be a true fighter. If you don't like getting hit, then get out the building. You're in the wrong place, buddy. Somebody sold you a dream. Over here, we like getting hit. We got a sick love affair with this type of pain. Yes, Asian fighting styles. These Chinese men ain't built like us. A Chinese man and a black man is built different. A Chinese man and a white man is built different. So everybody running around throwing up these Chinese arts. You're not Chinese. Stop it. Take off the Chinese slippers. Stop trying to be a culture that you're not. You're not Chinese. You don't know what the Chinese were going through. So you're going to take what they were going through and try to bring it into what you're going through. It's not going to work. You're trying to stick a circle into a square. It's not going to work. Not fully. Not the way you think. So it's the ego of men that sells these fake martial arts and fake techniques, because every man want to think that he's teaching you something. Oh, I taught this dude how to fight. Get that ego nonsense out of here. That's right. And most people don't want to get hit. They don't even understand that that's part of the thing. You will be hit. A lot of people are doing martial arts and doing certain kung fu styles so they can't be hit. Like even me, 52 blocks is a style of defense, but it's not going to cover you 100%. I'm sorry. You know, you're going to be able to block some things, but some of them things you're going to have to buckle down and take it. Take your medicine like a man. That's right. Different struggles of a culture. You can't just bring it to your culture. We can't take the struggles of what the black man is going through and just take it to China. They don't understand what the black man has to go through in America. It's different culture. But yes, we can enjoy each other's cultures. We can learn things from other cultures. I'm not saying that you cannot do that. But never hold another culture above your own. You got people over here holding Chinese culture above their own. Fools, foolios. I like Kung Fu, but I ain't putting it over me. I ain't putting it over my own culture. I like it. You ain't seen the Chinese putting black culture over their own culture. They may dress like hip hop. They may dress hip hop a little, but they ain't going that far in. They don't really want to be black. So you can respect the man culture, but it's trying to take on the man's culture like you understand what the culture struggles was all about. No, you don't. You ain't understand what they had to go through in the Shaolin Temple when the Manchurians and the Mongols were constantly running up on China, taking China over. You don't know nothing about that struggle. And you don't want to know. But the point is, do not be led astray by these fake martial art teachers who got no fights. They're not even fighting. I'm tired of people showing me technique. Don't show me your technique. Show it to me in sparring. Show it to me when you got a dance partner that ain't participating with you. That's not your student. And then I'll start paying you some attention. That's right. Then I'll start showing you some attention. But if you can't show me in freestyle what you doing works, I don't want to hear about your technique. Keep it in your pocket. Tell it to somebody else that believes that nonsense. Come up here showing me no techniques without no fundamentals. This must stop, people. And as the Kevin Samuels of this game, I'm going to be all on their neck. These videos ain't going to be stopping. I'm going to start showing receipts, start showing people doing this folio stuff, and they get mad all they want. Talk about, I can't do my style in the ring because I do killer stuff. No, you don't. You're a liar. You ain't doing nothing killer. Doing nothing. If you can't pull it off, if you can't train it, it doesn't mean nothing. So if your technique is to rip tongues out of people's mouths, where you training? Who tongues you ripping out? You got to at least be training to go in somebody's mouth and hold their tongue and hold them down. But you got people talking all these crazy killer styles, but they're not practicing it. Where's the practice? Oh, we can't practice that because it's too deadly. Then that means you can't do it. Like, who are you talking to with that nonsense? Like, you ain't going to be able to serve up those lies over here, man. You ain't. Martial arts is about bringing you back to your natural way. Your natural way is more consistent than any technique. The natural way, fundamentals, balance, flexibility, agility, coordination, torque, knowing how to carry your own weight, stamina. None of these killer techniques teach stamina because people talk about, oh, the fight's going to be over in 30 seconds. No, it won't. Who are you talking to? Metal Face said, I like to use different cross guards in 52. It comes from my boxing training. My hands get confused between blocks. Are they open or closed? There you go. That's another good point there. Most people don't even know how to make a good fist. Like I see guys making fists, they don't even know how to make a fist and keep the fist. You should be able to do your 52 blocks with your fist closed. All of this open hand stuff. You didn't what? Like I'm going to close my fist right before I strike him. No, you won't. No, you won't. More kung fu fantasy that you're going to go from here, and before you hit him, it's going to go to a closed proper fist. It's idiotic. Yeah, exactly, Frankie. Breaking thumbs. It's idiotic. You have to learn how to make a comfortable fist. You have to practice keeping your fist closed during a fight because your emotions will get all crazy and your hands will get all. Emotions matter in a fight. They matter to your technique. As I said, if you fight tense, you've killed your technique. All of this, you all tense for no damn reason. It's called fear. So the fundamental things, how to keep a fist, how to keep my hands closed when I'm fighting, how to make a proper fist. Proper fist, right here. The thumb locks away the two punch knuckles. These are your two punch knuckles. You're not hitting with this, you're hitting with these two knuckles. So you close your fist, the thumb locks away these two fingers. See, the thumb ain't making it to these two fingers. I'm not worried about this. I'm worried about this. I bring these fingers down, I have a proper fist. So learning how to make a proper fist is important. Way more important than your technique. And these are the things that these fake teachers ain't teaching. And I'm sick of it. I've had it up to here, over my cowboy hat. So best believe the Kevin Samuels of this fight thing is going to be on their neck. They can get as mad as they want because I'm messing up their money and I'm exposing their lies. Get as mad as you want. Clara Rodriguez, how you doing? You here? You ain't never late. You on time because you caught it. You on time? So that's the end of my rant. Let's take some questions from the people. Who got questions? Who got some questions? This is why fathers and strong alpha male guys are so important. That's right. That's why you got Uncle Light Burley here. Alpha to the core. Accountable, responsible. I'm alpha to the bone marrow. And I'm going to help you alpha up, not beta down. You said the polite stuff got you messed up? Yeah. That's another one. That's another charlatan. Talking the talk, but ain't walking the walk. Talking the talk, but ain't walking the walk. He make it sound good, but he out there trying to have sex with 14-year-old women, girls and stuff. It's crazy. It's crazy. See, that R. Kelly thing is not just R. Kelly. In the hoods of black community, that's rampant. You got 30-year-old men talking to 15-year-old women, beta males. You know why they do that? Because they ain't got the cojones to be talking to the women, 25, 30 and above. They ain't got the game. They ain't got the swag to go at them. So they go for low-hanging fruit. A 15-year-old. That's low-hanging fruit. And that's beta stuff. That's beta. Same thing with fighting. You got people going for low-hanging fruit. I'm going to go get this technique, but you ain't doing no push-ups. You got a fat belly. Your body should look like a fighter. That's another thing. How are you out here fighting and you out of shape? Teaching fight techniques. How are you teaching fight techniques to men and you're out of shape? You're fat. You don't remember the last time you seen your Johnson. Butt naked. Look straight down. If you can't see your Johnson, you ain't no fighter. You're a fat boy. Body type means something. Just like those guys with the muscles that teach other people to have muscles. People ain't going to them because they fat. They go to them because they see they got an 18 pack. They got muscles on top of muscles. They look like the person that they want to be trained from. But yet in fighting, you got fat dudes teaching fighting. Get out of here. You don't even love yourself. You're fat and overweight and you're out of shape. How dare you try to get up here and teach us anything? Teach yourself a proper diet. Dre the ball said, "I want to learn 52. How do I go about getting training? Most fighters I talk to never heard. Well, you got Uncle Burley right here. You got me. I got online courses. You can fly me out. Like if you can pay money for BS, pay money for the real. Stop paying your money for BS and stuff that looks good. Put your money down on something that's real. See, that's what money is for. Don't sit there and try to short the man that's really teaching fighting. Pay him well. That's what the money is for. Money is made so you can pay it forward. You can pay on yourself. You can invest in yourself. Like when I got my lessons from Wilson's, they didn't give me lessons for free. I paid Wilson. I paid Roberto. Good money. I ain't get no free lessons. So when you got someone like Uncle Burley right here ready to give you the real, fly me out. I'll sit down with you all day. We'll get to the bottom of it. We'll get to the bottom of it. But don't spend your money with them charlatans. Wasted money is no good money. Invested money is good money. Invested money is good money. Wasted money is no good money. That's right. Your body is your temple. And you ain't going to tell me to do 100 push-ups and you fat. You better be able to get down here and show me you can do 100 push-ups. See, that's what fight teachers are about. Ask my students. They don't run the miles by themselves. I'm with them. They ain't doing the push-ups by themselves. I show them first. I'll duck walk a whole park 3 times. I'm going to show you that I got the juice before I tell you to do it. Monkey see, monkey do. This is the best way to learn. Animals see that. They see one monkey eating some fruit, using the stick to break open something, and then they follow suit. Uh, the Shaw Web says, so what do we owe you for this lesson, Uncle Burley? You owe me your greatest commodity. And you've paid me already with your greatest commodity. Now, I take super chats. Don't get it twisted. But you've paid me with your greatest commodity. You know what that is? Your time. You've paid me attention during this live. So you've paid me with your attention. And that's good enough for me now. But when you want me in the flesh, you're gonna have to pay me in dollar bill, y'all. But right now, if you're on this live, you've paid me the highest thing you can pay me with, and that is your time and attention. And I appreciate it. I appreciate all of you. But when you want that real, it's going to cost dollar bills, y'all. So spend your money with the real, not these martial arts charlatans that can't show you nothing. I done flew out the country sparring people, and they still doubt me. Because I don't look like a fighter. I ain't gonna lie. I don't look too intimidating. I'm not intimidating at all. I smile a lot. I crack jokes. But I will make you sleep. And if you don't know, you can ask around. You can ask around. I'm very good with these. I'm Picasso. I will paint a Mona Lisa with these. I'm an artist with these. Artiste. You don't have to look intimidating to be a fighter. But I understand most people go for the look. Image is the first thing. So I understand people see lights. The light don't look like no fighter. I get it. I get it. But what I can do and what I look like is 2 different things. I can tell you that now. I can tell you that now. What I look like and what I do, 2 different things. So I'm going to be on their neck, people. I ain't going to let these fake martial artists breathe. Keep putting up these videos. I ain't going to jump on their pages and attack them, but I will be using some of their videos coming up to talk about what I mean. And if they don't like it, come debate me, come fight me, whatever you want to do. Hey, it's up to you. But there's a reason why my students look the way they look. You see the problem, Burley. I just put up a video of the problem, Burley. Do you see that, man? Because he's full of fundamentals. Think the professor said you can see muscles, but you can't see man's knowledge. This is fact. I've hit the hour mark. I appreciate everybody here. As always, hands up, chin down, rumble. Young man, rumble.